Hello, wonderful second grade families. Mrs. Estopinal here. I just wanted to come and show you a quick back to school take two slideshow to let you know about some of the things that may look a little different now that we're returning to class. So the first thing is you can see on here that we will be hosting a student teacher, Miss Perez. She is super excited to be here. So I wanted just to take a minute to introduce you to her. She received her bachelor's degree in communication from Arizona State and is currently working on her multiple subject teaching credential and master's locally at Redlands. She grew up in Yucaipa and lives in Calamasa. She loves hiking, trying new food, and her favorite animal is a fish. And she's really looking forward to being here with us at ILCS. Next up is our schedule. Again, they look a little different than they have been. Anything in teal on a schedule is when your child will be in class, and then anything at white are the things that need to be completed at home. So you'll see that we have our AM schedule and our PM schedule. We're really excited that we have the AM PM schedule here at BSC because it's going to allow me to be the one that teaches your kiddo reading, writing, and math. We designed it so that those core subjects are going to be taught when your kiddo is with me in class. And then at home, you're going to have some science, leadership, grammar, vocabulary, independent reading, and some of those extra practice things to be working on. So the biggest thing with this is just remembering that, managing time. Those at-home instruction minutes are important and state mandated, and we're going to be communicating to you what your child's assignments are the same way we have been, by posting them in Google Classroom, and then oftentimes having a place where they'll turn something in on Seesaw or do an activity there. So just kind of keep that in mind, that especially my PM friends, if you don't want your child working on work until super late, make sure that you're still getting them up in the morning, that they're still getting started on those at-home learning minutes before they come see me. And my AM friends, making sure that when you go home, it's not school is done for the day. You still have some things to complete because we only have them here for 2.5 hours. On Fridays, though, everyone's going to follow the same schedule. We're going to have a quick check-in in the morning, a morning meeting. We'll do a read aloud. We'll do a directed drawing. I'll remind the kiddos about their job for the day. And then you'll see the remainder of the day is going to be kind of how it has been with at-home assignments, again, being posted in Google Classroom and often turned in on Seesaw. So you can see those things that we're covering there. Spanish will be assigned on Fridays at home. Our Spanish teacher is working on making wonderful videos and activities for your kiddos to continue to practice. There will be no recess, so that means there's no snack time. So for my kiddos in the AM class, please be sure that you eat a good breakfast before coming. For my kiddos in the PM class, eating lunch before is probably a good idea, if not at least a decent snack. Again, we're only in class for 2.5 hours, so they should be able to last that long, but giving them something to eat right before will probably be the most helpful. You can still pick up sack lunches, though, at the California Street campus from 12:30 to 2:30, and it's going to be a drive-by basis. So you'll kind of swing in there, grab your lunch, and then take it home to eat. Homework, we aren't going to be assigning homework in the traditional sense, but we do have assignments that need to be done at home. And like I mentioned, those are part of those mandatory learning minutes by the state. And so we are going to be sending home a homework folder. It's a blue folder, and this now is actually going to be where you'll find your kiddos' login information. At the very back of this folder is where all that login information will be. The reason for that is the yellow folders now will come into class and they'll stay there. They have things that we use for reading and writing. And so since we're going to be teaching those subjects here in class, the yellow folders will come back to stay. And instead, we're going to send home their homework folders. In this homework folder too is our behavior chart. So when I get to that part, I'll show you and talk a little bit more about this, but this is how we will communicate daily how your child is doing in class. I do use a clip chart in class, so it's similar, I believe, to how you guys did it in first grade, where there's green and purple, pink are our top colors, and then we do have yellow, orange, and red if needed. So they'll color in their behavior here, you'll sign it, and this can be found in their homework folder. The other thing that'll be found in their homework folder is their monthly reading log. And there is a column off to the side where periodically I will continue to remind you of your child's progress towards their goal. I like to be able to have an opportunity to write that down for you so you can see it. You can also check that on the AR website as well. So that's the homework folder. And even though it says homework folder, It's really just to be a support for you with the login information, as well as our daily communication for behavior and their reading log. So again, just a quick reminder that even though we're not calling that work at home homework in the traditional sense, we're not assigning extra things they'll have to do at night, but they do need to make sure that they get all work that's assigned on Google Classroom done. We are going to continue to roar here just like we do across our schools. So that's our acronym for our behavior and our rising to leadership. Our class rules, like I said, I have the clip chart. We have some basic rules just to make sure that we maintain respect for one another and have a positive learning environment. And then the other thing I wanted to mention that may be different to you is I use something called swag tags, and swag tags stand for students who achieve goals. And so each kiddo, when they come into class, is going to have a necklace with a little personal tag on it. And as the year goes on, I can award them a variety of different ones. I have one here that says growth mindset. Sorry if you can see that. I have one that says problem solver, and I have one that says going bananas over your effort. So they're really for a variety of things. They will earn swag tags for meeting their math, writing, and reading goals, but they'll also earn it for just positive things, positive choices they're making. It's just a way that I can recognize the leaders that they are in class. And so typically we'll pick a day each week where the kiddos can wear their necklaces, their swag tags, and show off all the different ones that they've earned. We will be setting goals in class now that we're back. We use an acronym for that as well. So our goals are SMART goals. They need to be specific, measurable. We need to pick an action plan, and we talk about what that means. How are we going to achieve that goal? They need to be realistic, and then we always set a time limit when we want to have that goal accomplished by. And so we're going to walk your kiddos through that process in class and make sure that they understand how to set goals for themselves, and how to work towards achieving those. Volunteers, I love volunteers. Unfortunately, at this point in time, they are being held off. So at this point in time, extra adults are not allowed in the room. However, there may be some things like prep work and different things that if you're interested in me sending home with you, please reach out, because I will probably have some things like that. And then as soon as we get the go ahead for volunteers being allowed back in class, I'll absolutely work together to set up a schedule so we can have adults and parents in here helping. The arrival, I know Dr. Ria sent out a message yesterday with this, but just a reminder, the gates will open at 7:30 for my AM friends. All second graders have to enter through gate 4, and they're now clearly marked. Gate 4 is the main gate that your kid probably entered through last year. It's the one with the ramp. So if you're using Carline and drive by, you'll stop in front of that center ramp, and that's gate 4. That's the one that our second graders will enter through. And they'll get their temperature checked, and then they'll walk directly to our classroom. So again, the gates open about 10 minutes before for both AM and then PM as well. So class starts at 11:10 for PM. The gates will open at 11. And again, you'll use that gate for that ramp and walk directly to class. Again, parents aren't going to be allowed in the classroom. For the first week or so, you can walk your child down to the classroom. You just can't come in. And then after that, we're going to ask that you stop at that gate right by the playground and just have your child walk the rest of the way. Again, it's just to try to reduce the amount of traffic going back and forth so we are able to socially distance. For dismissal, school ends at 10:10. Our dismissal spot is going to be on the front grass. So last year in first grade, they dismissed on the ramp. Ours is just to the north of that a little bit on the grass. And Carline is still acceptable and highly encouraged. So you can drive right up there. We'll have our spots clearly labeled with a sign, and we can send your kiddos to the car, or you can walk up to come grab your kiddo. So that school ends at 10:10 for our AM friends and at 1:40 for our PM friends. And that is the end of our presentation. So thank you so much for all of your hard work. I know that it hasn't been easy with distance learning. We're super excited to have your kiddos back, and I hope that it's as smooth as possible. As always, if you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to me. Thank you so much.